slide out, cut his head off. Okay, again, so this guy's established an underhook. I'm trying to create that space, pressure down. Maybe I'm having trouble. He's trying to jack this thing up, and I'm having trouble creating that space, sliding out. What I'm looking to do here now, again, the constants are my weight is down, my head is in position, right? So he's trying to jam into me, close my gap. Head's in position, my weight's down. Now, from here, I'm gonna bring elbow down, and I'm gonna karate chop his hip here. Okay, so the last one we did is we're circling away from the underhook. Here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna circle towards the underhook with our hand extended. Okay, head's in position, we're pressuring down, we're gonna karate chop his hip. From here, once we karate chop, we're gonna bring our palm, and it's gonna basically pull the inside of his leg, and we're gonna circle towards his underhook here. What that does, puts a lot of pressure on his elbow and loosens his underhook. Okay, so once we're in here, again, he's trying to jam in. You know, I'm fighting. I've got good head position. You see how I'm pressuring? I'm fighting back in. I don't want to retreat on my underhook. If I retreat, this guy's throwing into me. Leg attacks are very likely. Okay, so he has his underhook. I've got to pressure in. I've got to stand my ground, make sure this guy isn't throwing me all across the mat. Okay. So again, he's in, I've got my head position, he's pressuring, elbow, karate chop his leg, bring my palm down. Now I'm gonna circle towards the underhook side, here. Sometimes this arm gets caught, if you want, with your free hand. Once I'm here, we can just grab, guide through. All right, now you got yourself potential drag position, 2-on-1 position, but we'll go one more here. It's really important that you fight in. You need to fight in, and you're trying to create as much pressure on his elbow as possible. By circling and moving your feet, his elbow should start to raise, right? I'm here. He's not gonna wanna hold it. He might let it go. If he really keeps it in there, it might get caught. That's where I'm circling. I can redrag, okay? All right, this one's a little bit higher level. From an unhooked defense. I would probably say, you know, baseline, you're looking at the first two. Once you feel comfortable with those, you want to start working into something that might work on some really good guys, and you have to be a little savvy and athletic in this position. So again, he's got his underhook, right? The constant, I've got my pressure in, I'm not retreating, right? I've got my pressure. Now from here, he's gonna really be pushing into me, and I'm gonna lower my hands below his elbow. I need the pressure for this move. If not, what happens is I kind of jam my arm through and he gets stuck on my upper body. So my hand is below. This is important right here. I'm here, hands below. He's pressuring in. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pivot and I'm gonna lower my level. My hand is gonna graze off the mat. And I'm gonna throw him through. Okay? So, a couple of things that are important. Usually when I try to show this, people just try to go like this. Try to, you know, bulk it through, muscle it through. This guy's able to jack his underhook, go cross pick, okay? So when we're here, if we can go low. If you feel comfortable trying to grab a wrist, trying to grab something to just create space, that's okay. We've got our head position, okay? So he's pressuring in. Now, we take ground just a little bit. We're gonna lower our level. Our hips are going low, and we're gonna glide our hands off the top of the mat. Land on top. All right, make sure when you're doing this move, you move your feet at the ends. Because sometimes when you're going, this guy's pressuring, maybe you try to throw, he falls right into your feet, so you need to make sure you continue to circle. Okay, so he's here, I'm pressuring, hands below, lower my level, and move. Now I'm looking to catch his hips and just grab back on top. All right, takes a little practice on this one. This one's, you know, first few times you start to hit it, you probably get in this position a lot. What's happening is your hand's probably not low enough. Your hand's not low enough, and you're trying to pull it too high. You need to go low and whip it through. Hitting the hands off the mat, coming straight up. Next control tie. This guy has a 2-on-1. He's got me in here. Again, head position, really important. I don't want him in here. He's controlling this whole side of my body. Okay? So I'm creating my space. My head is in. I have to fight my head in. That's really, really important. My head is in position. And again, I'm creating that pressure in. I'm not conceding ground. Okay? I'm pressuring back. I'm in here. First thing I want to look for is the top hand. All right? I'm looking to grab this top hand, peel down, elbow back. He's got his 2-on-1 tight. I've got my head position. I'm battling in. Looking to grab his fingers, pull out. Now my elbow is going to go straight back to my ribs. Here. One more time. Real quick. Pressure in. Look for this. His fingers. Elbow back. Circling away. Second option from this 2-on-1. He grabs a 2-on-1 tight. Maybe I'm trying to get this, I can't. I'm gonna try to bring my elbow back to my ribs. And I'm gonna use my opposite hand, and I'm gonna look to pull on his elbow. Pull on this elbow tight, and just creating that space, okay? He's in here, head's in position, I'm fighting. I've got this, I'm just pulling. If you feel comfortable, you can pass it by to a double. If not, you're creating that pressure on his elbow. It's going to be hard for him to hold on to. What's important is that I'm pulling this as hard as I can to my body, right? Again, head, always in position. I'm in here, hard for him to get to any attacks. Maybe he's got a control tie, but there's not too much he can do here. Here, a lot more he can do, okay? So my head's in position, grabbing this elbow, pulling tight, bringing my arm back. If I want, feeling good, pass it by, straight to a double, finish it off. All right, next tie, when our stance, partner grabs wrist control right off the bat, okay? Again, a lot of times what happens is when you're in your stance, your lead leg is usually your shooting hand. So this guy's in here, he grabs this, it takes away a lot of the options, all right? Unless you're shooting with both hands. A lot of guys that are just starting out, they have trouble shooting with both hands. So what we want to do here is get our thumb to the mat and get our elbow to their elbow. All right, so that's how I'm going to clear it. It's that simple. Thumb to the mat, elbow to elbow. Here. Now, once you get better, you feel like you want to throw some offense in on it. Thumb to the mat, elbow, you can drag. Thumb to the mat, you can fake. He steps out, opposite side. Different day, right? But all we're trying to do here, clear the wrist. Thumb down, elbow to elbow. Yep. He's got my lead leg, hand, thumb's going down, getting my elbow to his elbow. And I'm gonna jam it here. All right? So next one, say he's got a 2-on-1. He's got a baseball grip, okay? What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna look to pull up, pop off. Oops, you're good. I'm gonna pull up on his top hand. Now this hand's going to drop off. Here. I can do the same thing with my hands. Get my thumb down, pull, pop, here. Now I've got my drag, leg to the inside. All right, so those are two really simple wrist clears. You've got things that you can set offense up, but maybe you're just trying to clear your hand. You don't like what's going on. You're in, you're pulling around, but you want your shooting hand free. Always think thumb down, elbow to elbow. Okay, next thing we're going to go some inside tie offense. We're going to go and shoot to our inside head. So this is probably one of my best shots. Go and sweep, head inside. We'll go into a couple different finishes, finishing high, finishing low, finishing when the guys have a whizzer, stuff like that. Okay, so when we're in here, again, I always follow the things of, I always reach backhand. I never reach front hand, all right? Backhand's going to reach. I like to pop, pull. I like to get this hand up. And it could be the other one. It is what it is, but I'm popping, pulling, and I'm trying to get this up. Now from here, I like to establish inside tie. You got your collar tie, you've got your inside tie. From inside tie, I have all 5 fingers on his tricep, and I'm pulling down nice and tight. I don't want it loose out here. I want my elbow down, and I want to create that pressure down, okay? How I do that, it's not just with my arms. I'm lowering my level. I've got head position, and I'm pulling, all right? And sometimes he might drop off of it, and that's okay. You just kind of wrestle through position. But for this sequence, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do our sweep, okay? So we're on our stance, pop, pull, we get to our inside tie. Okay, from here, I fight my head position. I want my head to the same side that I've got my inside tie. What I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna step to get him to step that foot here, right? Getting that foot to step is important, closes the gap, makes things a lot closer. Okay, so I'm in here, pop, pull, going to the inside tie. Got my head inside, got the head position, I'm gonna circle. Circle, one thing I like to do, this is kind of just a little nuance for myself, is I want this hand up, right? So if he's in here, right now his hand's down. How am I gonna get that hand up? I'm gonna go a little head tap. I'm gonna take my shot, all right? Head tap gets that hand up. Now there's no block down here. If I just try to go through here, he's got a down block, it's gonna be tough. Maybe I battle through the position, but he's got the upper hand there. Okay, so I've got my inside tie. I'm in here, pulling down, circling. Here. Head's gonna come, hand's gonna come up, tap the head. Now I'm coming in. I'm taking my lead foot, and I want to get it to step almost even with where his foot is. Okay? Now, as I'm doing this, I have to lower my level. Here. I can't just reach, go here, and stay high. I'm in, circle, get that step. What I'm looking for is when that foot is in the air, that's when my shot's gonna take place, right? If he's moving his foot right now, hard for him to stop his momentum. When I get him here, if I wait, now he's able to put himself back in the position that he wants, right? I'm in, foot's in the air. That's where I wanna take my shot, okay? So again, just for the sake of this drill, we're gonna start with our inside tie, pulling tight, pulling down. Head's in position, circle. As that foot is moving, I'm tapping his head, getting his hand up. Foot's coming through. Now, once I'm in here, he's gonna drop. I'm gonna whip around, right? The way I like to think of it is, once my knee's on the mat, I'm taking my heel, trying to kick my butt, right? And rotate and swivel all the way through. So I'm in here, I take my deep penetration. I'm cutting the corner, knees down to the mat, trying to get my heel to hit my butt. Never gonna happen, but it helps some of the younger kids try to figure out how they're really swiveling. So, one drill you can do, always get on your knee, just circle, rotate. It's the other one, circle, rotate. It's the other one, circle, rotate. Feel comfortable in those positions. It'll help you get around to those positions really fast. Inside tie, we're in here, circle, head tap, we're going back, okay? My grip, I think it's important what your grip is. I don't like to have my shooting hand below, right? If that happens, what happens is my opposite hand is up high, he's able to pull this arm up. There's nothing really stopping it, right here. So my shooting hand is always my top hand, here. So now as he pulls, he's trying to pull this arm up, there's a clamp in front of it, right? So I think that's important. I also want to be above the kneecap, right? This way, he can't use his hips. He's here, he's got a couple different things. Guys that are funky, guys that have trick knees, stuff like that. A little bit more difficult to finish on those guys. Okay, so once we're in, we establish our inside tie. We're gonna take our step here, and we're gonna pull. Step, pull. As he's starting to come up, and he's moving his foot, coming through, okay? Coming around, I'm in here, shooting hand to the top. Now, my head is straight, my back is straight, and I'm able to pressure in with my head. Here, bad position to be. He's able to sprawl, all the weight goes to my shoulders. So we're in here, we want to be like a board. Straight up, he's going to be pressuring in. My ear is going to be right by his ribs, right by his pec, pressuring in. Now we're able to drive up.